I'm Brandy Agerbeck of loosetooth.com, and I want to share with you the social distancing all-stars. I'm sheltering in place here in Chicago. I draw for a living, I draw for fun and profit and relaxation, and trying to think of what to do with myself given the situation we're in and how to make something at least entertaining to me, but hopefully entertaining to you, and that is the Social Distancing All-Stars, which is a set of teams and a set of mascots that plays with this idea of the fact that if we're flattening the curve, we all have to work together. And, this is absolutely true. Public health is a team sport. And yet, we all have to be 6 feet away from each other out in the world and 2 meters away from each other out in the world. And that, how do you play with this idea of, for all of us to succeed, we have to work as individuals. So I am not a sporty person. This shirt is about as sporty as I get. And I thought about, okay, what does that mean for teams? What does that mean for, what would it be? What would social distancing mascots be? So of course I grabbed paper and pencil and started sketching out different mascots for different ways of managing and ways of navigating and ways of being in this time of social distancing. So the first mascot is not super duper surprising. These are the shelter in place turtles. These are the folks who are like, yeah, you want me to stay home? I'm pretty good with that. Now, some folks are stress cleaning. Some folks are catching up with their reading. Definitely lots of stress baking and stress cooking. And there's plenty of people sheltering in place who don't feel like they have any extra time at all. But the shelter in place turtles are the folks who are happy for the coziness, happy to be at home in place. Next, I wanted to play with this idea of the folks who, not so much about it being home, more about the opportunity to not be around people is what's exciting. And whether you are already working from home or you are starting to now, for these folks, we've got the gray team, the work from home Wildcats. And I think of these as sort of the Gen Xers or the, the introverts or the people who are like, you're giving me an opportunity to be in a hoodie and PJs and around as few human beings as possible. So if this feels like your team, you are a Wildcat, you are Team Gray. Now, I definitely wanted to make sure each one of these mascots was positive and reflected a part of this complicated, uncertain, super stressful situation we're in. And it didn't really, I was trying not to get too into recognizing this is a difficult time and kind of keeping it more on the constructive side. But I did want to think about, didn't want to go violent, didn't want to get like super about the pathology about this. But I did want to acknowledge the folks who are more vigilant and more serious and perhaps a little bit more aggressive. So for those folks, we've got the back off badgers, Team Orange. And I drew these honey badgers, and I just freaking love them. Where am I going over here? So if you are the folks who are very vigilant about keeping distance, and you may be the 6 feet police or the 2 meters police, you're welcome to join Team Orange. And the next thing was, what was the next thing? The next thing was we had the Wildcats who love the introversion, and then we also have the folks who are really struggling, who are extroverts, who want to stay social, they want to stay connected. And if you are that type of person, keep the hive healthy bees. You are a social creature, and you are using technology to keep connected with your humans. And I'm not going to put, certain people in introvert bucket, some people in extrovert bucket. I am more of an introvert, believe it or not, even though I am more than happy to be looking at this camera lens. I'm more than happy to be looking at this camera lens talking to you with nobody else around me over here. But for those of you, again, it's not one bucket or another bucket. It's the idea that we need social connection to stay grounded, stay healthy, for our emotional health, our mental health, our spiritual health, all those kind of health, connecting with the folks we love. So we've got the Team Yellow, the Keep the Hive Healthy Bees. Next, as I reached out to my college community about who the mascots should be, I was asked to create something for the medical folks. And we've got the Healing Hawks. And even though I know I put a really old school thermometer there, that's kind of the classic symbol of a thermometer, but we've got the hawk who is focused. And, what I loved about the hawks as animals is their awareness and their eyesight, and being able to adapt and move quickly, to using the knowledge they know with their acuity. So for those of you who are doing any kind of healing, we've got the healing hawks. And a friend said, well, I love the healing hawks, but what about all the other people who are out in the world doing good work that aren't specifically medical folks? And for those of you, I've got the Frontline Fighters. And actually, I changed this back to the yellow virus, or the white virus with the red protein spikes around the edges. So this is a previous printout. But the Frontline Fighters, for all of you who do have to be out in the world, and you are also being vigilant, you're being careful, and you're helping all of us be fed and clean and safe and all the wonderful things we need. Lastly, a friend also, the same friend who has suggested this, she was really awesome at keeping this idea more thorough and more comprehensive. She said, what about the kids? So for the kids, we've got the Youth League, and we've got the puppies who are keeping their paws clean. And so yeah, we've got just a really friendly young little pup. So I created these graphics because I thought they kind of represented different ways we can get through this. Yeah, they are on t-shirts, they are on mugs, they are on stickers. You'll see a link if you want to purchase any of them for yourself. Clearly, some of us have resources, some of us don't. Part of the reason I'm doing this is because I don't have resources. But I definitely want you to feel free sharing these posts, sharing them with friends, kind of, figuring out which team are you on, what's helping you keep sane and healthy and grounded and connected and all that good stuff during this hard time. Now, I did come up with a few text-based, what I call the cheers. They're not the mascots, they're not the visuals, but they are some of these phrases that mean something to me, may mean something to you. I think of the mild cats when I think of this one, but I'm 46 years old, and there's a whole lot of us saying Gen X was made for this. We were raised as latchkey kids. We were raised with all the doomsday news. Yeah. Another one is for those who actually are super loving the work from home. We got the work from home for the win design. We certainly have, I super duper duper love this one you saw over here. Once I find it again. Very true. Public health is a team sport. And lastly, this was actually one of the whole freaking project was brought on because I was thinking about that, like, that ubiquitous poster, that completely overdone poster nowadays of the British poster in the for World War II, which was keep calm and carry on. And I had a little riff on that, and it was keep calm for the long haul. And definitely acknowledging that I think for a lot of us, we're thinking like, when do we get out of this? When do we get out of this? How long is this going to take? And I think definitely the pivot that's helped me is just thinking about how am I going to keep healthy and grounded and connected and all these important things for the long haul, because we don't know. We don't know. And I know I was feeling a whole lot of energy tied up into like, well, if we just get through this week, and then you're like, there's another week. So that's some stuff I created. Again, just to kind of acknowledge the difficulty, the uncertainty. I've got a cat angry at himself right there, if you heard that in the background, to acknowledge the stress, which he is clearly feeling over there. And I don't know if you can, no, I can't see him in the frame. But yeah, that is the Social Distancing All-Stars. That is the story behind it. I would absolutely welcome you to check out the links and share these posts. And by all means, if you want to purchase a shirt with one of these designs, they're all print on demand, so you can get exactly your size, your color, all that good stuff. All print on demand on t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, kids shirts, and mugs and stickers. So if you feel moved to purchase one of these mascots and share the love of public health as a team sport and represent your team, it certainly helps me keep doing what I'm doing. But definitely I hope you can use it. You can share and wear these mascots in the spirit of public health is a team sport.